I'm Kailey Wadsworth, Miss World America, South Carolina, with my beauty with a purpose, serving the underserved.
In order to be a strong and resilient nation in the midst of recovering from a pandemic, political division, and unstable economic times, we must care for those in need. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the elderly population had a disproportionately high mortality rate. The number of individuals dealing with mental health issues significantly increased. The nation's youth struggled with access to proper education. America is in need of a helping hand now, more than ever. Through my beauty with a purpose, serving the underserved, I aim to provide everyone from the youth to elderly of all races, genders, and socioeconomic status with access to the support and resources needed to improve their livelihood. A simple act of kindness, like serving as a mentor to underprivileged youth or spending time with the elderly, could be the difference in the overall quality of a person's life. The goal of serving the underserved is to increase the quality of life, welfare, and livelihood of the populations commonly overlooked by society by way of volunteerism.
Is the mic on?
Yep, there you are.
Growing up, I was exposed to domestic violence within my household. In my early teens, I was abused and manipulated, which really destroyed my mental health, and I spiraled into a deep depression at a time when I was trying to find who I was as a person. Yeah, that was a very traumatic time in my life. I hope that no kid ever has to go through that. But I do think it contributed to who I am as a person today and why I'm always out volunteering, especially working with kids that were in my shoes.
As a child, dealing with mental health issues, I found my joy and my solace through service to my community. For a brief moment in time, I was able to put my current circumstances aside to help others in their time of need.
The United Nations estimated that nearly 71 million people were pushed back into extreme poverty during the pandemic, the first rise in global poverty since 1998. During the pandemic, school closures kept 90% of students worldwide out of school and caused over 370 million children to miss out on academic opportunities, and these students are still working on catching up academically. As more families fall into extreme poverty, children in poor and disadvantaged communities are at a much greater risk of being left behind. These children can suffer from a lack of access to nutrition, academics, and signs of abuse or other types of harm can go unreported.
This is the YMCA where I've spent hundreds of hours volunteering over the course of my life. And I really love organizations like the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club because of their mission to serve our nation's youth.
To end generational poverty within families, children must be provided with the necessities of food, water, shelter, and resources to enhance their education.
It has really been great having Kailey be a part of our volunteer team. Our center helps people dream again about what God has planned for their future. Kailey has not only recruited younger volunteers to help out, but they brought fresh ideas and a new perspective. She has a passion to help the neighborhood and meeting people where they are. She's a leader.
For the past 6 years, I've partnered with March Madness for 3D mammograms, a breast cancer nonprofit, making care baskets and hosting free mobile 3D mammogram units for women of color. Over the past 5 years, I have been an avid volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club of America. From just spending time with the students, making art, doing cartwheels in the gym, or playing kickball, teaching the students how to write their own music and introduce them to the world of STEM, the Boys and Girls Club holds a special place in my heart. Developing a love for volunteerism at an early age gave me a sense of a greater calling for my life, beyond one that I could currently comprehend. I realized I had a greater purpose in my life other than the trials and tribulations that I was currently going through. By taking part in community service as a volunteer, you are truly contributing to the greater good of the world. I encourage you to get involved and volunteer in your community.
My message is that no matter your current circumstances, your background, your socioeconomic status, your race, your gender, your ethnicity, you matter. You are valued and you are loved.
Together, by serving the underserved, we can build back a better world.